Hello everybody, I'm Zarafang, and I just wanted to make a quick little video today about a certain minigame in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth called Queen's Blood, and I wanted to try and help with anyone who wanted to defeat the Shadowblood Queen, because she's a cheater. She is one big cheater. So I came up with a deck and a strategy that ended up working first try. I don't know if it's like a solid strategy or I got really lucky. But I'm gonna, so this is a recording of what I did when I beat her. And I'm just gonna kind of talk through my process, if that makes sense. Sorry for the less scripted take or whatever. I feel like it'd be better if I just, commentate over it. Because, you're playing with some bull crap if they're doing summon cards that cost 1 pawn, like, and their entire deck is summons. Like, that's some bull crap. So anyway, my strategy is mostly like a destruction deck, I think is what people are calling it. And I know a lot of people have probably made videos like this, but I'm doing my own take. That's okay. But the kings of my deck are the Rictus. Definitely get yourself the pumpkins. Just get the pumpkins. They are the pinnacle of this strategy. So we want to get yourself some, normal 1 pawn cards. Get yourself the strongest ones. I like the Desert Sahagins. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. And especially since this is an enfeeblement based fight where just pretty much everything gets enfeebled, which means weakened. That's the whole point of this deck, is to, profit off of the enfeeble effect. So the Desert Sahagin gets buffed from that. The pumpkins get buffed from that. And also you want to have this Midgard Sormer? I don't know how to pronounce it. I can't pronounce anything. This thing gets powered up every time something gets destroyed. And if your cards are weak enough during the enfeebled spaces, then that one also gets powered up. And, if you don't have Titan in your deck, you're just not playing this game right. He's the most free top tier card in the whole game. And then the third part of the strategy is to just get yourself a bunch of, like, I don't remember what they're called, but they're cards that replace your cards. So if you have a card placed down, you pull out these and you just replace your cards. Only do this if you have your Midgard Sormer out, because the whole point of having these cards is to power up your snake. That's the deck setup. You can pause and just, copy my cards and whatnot. I'm gonna play it and I'm just gonna show the replay. So I ended up getting the Desert Sahagin and the Titan and the Midgard Sormer all in the first hand. That's an amazing start, and you'll see why. So I pull out the Desert Sahagin first, and then I have an opening for Titan. Pulling out Titan in the middle will bring out the Midgard Sormer at the bottom of at the bottom row, and she's just pulling out her more of her bull crap. And the gimmick of this fight, as you can already know if you're already struggling with this, is that the Shadowblood Queen gets stronger with every enfeebled card. And what I ended up doing is I get 2 pumpkins in the middle row that outpower the Shadowblood Queen. That's the goal. You want to get both pumpkins in the middle row if you can. Both Desert Sahagins at the top is also very good. I end up powering up my pumpkin with him later on. All right, so is this where I pull out the snake? Yes. So any card that's weak enough that gets enfeebled gets destroyed, and then any card that replaces anything gets destroyed, powers up the snake, and takes out the bottom row. Very easy stuff. And my usual strategy, take out your opponent's pawns. It is the key. Take out the pawns, steal the pawns, be greedy with the pawns. I hardly pay attention to the number that my card is, or the numbers or the abilities that my card has, as long as I can steal the pawns. Those are my top priority. Steal your opponent's pawns, please. All right, gonna pull out Odin. He's gonna go away in a sec. So here's where I pull out my pumpkin. So I only have one spot, and you know, I don't have anything that takes 3 pawns other than the snake, so it's fine. So we just pull out the pumpkin, and he's going to steal this pawn and that pawn, okay? And he's going to get a buff for every enfeebled card on the battlefield, just like the Shadowblood Queen. Right now it's not a lot, but it will go up substantially, especially after Ifrit, because it seems like he enfeebled the entire row, and I got 22 over here. So yes, this is a sound strategy so far. All right, so I'm out of pawns right now. This is where you use, oh, okay, let's see what happened there. Leviathan killed Odin. It did. Okay, yeah. So Odin's gone, which was a miracle. I think the game would have probably been lost for me had that not happened. So I don't have any more pawns, so this is where you pull out a replacement card to steal some pawns. And I use Yin and Yang to power up the Sahagin and to steal these pawns, and it gets enfeebled, powers up the pumpkin, replacing the card powers up the snake. We're already at 22 and 10. We're winning the bottom row. We're close to winning the middle row. More enfeeblement from Bahamut. Very nice. I was very, very lucky that they didn't take the middle pawn. Okay, so after placing this card down, it gets destroyed, powers it up, and both the pawns are mine. They can't place any more pawns. Or, sorry, they can't place any more cards because they don't have any replacement cards at all. You know, like the ones that overlap. Forgive me for not knowing the term. So this game's practically, I mean, the numbers aren't pretty, but this game's pretty much mine because I have all the pawns. So I pull out the crystalline crab, gets destroyed, powers up the snake. Now I have an extra pawn up here. Pumpkin finally shows up. I put it in the middle row. Now I did the math here. It was very confusing. I was like, why is this pumpkin more powerful than this pumpkin? It's because this Sahagin is powering up this guy, and this guy is enfeebled by like 4 from all the other cards or whatever. So both pumpkins are supposed to be at 10, but this guy gets buffed, this guy gets nerfed, so on and so forth. But it still ends up overpowering the Shadow Queen. And then now we just need one more spot here. So it just gets destroyed, powers up the snake, and then we just keep replacing cards just to take out the bottom row. We already won the middle row, so we just keep replacing and replacing until we win the bottom row with the snake. I replace that guy. Titan doesn't lose his buff, I just noticed. It's nice. More replacing. Now the bottom row is even, and I finally have one card to beat out the bottom row. And I win! With a score of 44 points. I know that was a lot. But that was my strategy after making the deck. That was actually literally my first try. So I feel like I created a very nice deck, and you know, I hope this was able to help someone out. You know, I know that there's a lot of guides out there already, and you know, I haven't looked at any of them, but I don't know how many people have done the pumpkin strat. Get the pumpkin. Pumpkins, Titan, snake, replacement cards. You know, do yourself a favor, get the Sahagins. That's pretty much it. Nice and short one. Hope this helps, and thank you for watching.